Hi friends, today I am going to discuss direct tax. In that income from capital gain chapter. Okay friends, let's move on into the chapter. Income from capital gain. In this chapter we are going to discuss section 45, charging section, and section 46 and 47, transaction not regarded as transfer. Okay, and the next section 48, computation of capital gain. And the next section 49, cost of acquisition. Section 50, consideration. Section 51, forfeiture of advance. And the next section 54, exemption. And the last section 55, cost of acquisition or cost of improvement. Okay, capital gain arise only when there is a capital asset and that capital asset transfer. Okay, transfer. Capital gain, section 45, subsection 1, capital asset, section 214, and transfer of capital asset, section 247. Okay, according to the section 214, capital asset includes all assets, whether movable or immovable, tangible or intangible, whether in connection with business or profession or personal capital assets. Okay, and also includes right of control of management in respect of Indian company. Okay, and securities held by foreign institutional investors, whether as stock in trade or investment. Okay, capital asset includes all assets, whether movable or immovable, tangible or intangible, whether in connection with business or profession or personal capital asset. Also includes right of control management in respect of Indian company, securities by foreign institutional investors, whether as stock in trade or investment. Okay, but excludes from capital assets movable personal asset, movable personal asset other than sculptures, artwork, drawings, archaeological collections, paintings, jewelry, and bullions. Movable personal assets other than these are sculptures, artwork, drawings, archaeological collections, painting, jewelry, and bullions. Okay, and also excludes gold bonds of central government. Gold bonds of central government, 6.5 percentage or 7 percentage gold bonds. Okay, and the next one, rural agriculture land in India, special bearer bonds, national defense bonds. Okay, stock in trade inventory. Excludes from capital assets movable personal assets other than sculptures, artwork, drawings, archaeological collections, painting, jewelry, and bullions. Okay, and the next one, gold bonds of central government and rural agriculture land in India. And the next one, special bearer bonds, that is national defense bonds. And the last one, stock in trade, that is inventory. Okay, these all are excludes from capital asset. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. And see the next, transfer. According to the section 247. See in this, transfer, sale of capital asset, exchange of capital asset, sale of capital asset, exchange of capital asset, and the next one, part performance. Part performance under section 53A. Okay, and the next one, relinquishment of capital asset. Relinquishment of capital asset. And the next one, extinguishment. Extinguishment of right in capital asset. And the next one, compulsory acquisition of capital asset. Compulsory. And the next one, conversion of capital asset into stock in trade. Conversion. Transfer of enjoyable right in immovable property will also be treated as transfer. Tenancy right. Okay. Transfer of enjoyable right in immovable property will also be treated as transfer. That is tenancy right. Okay. And see here, first one sale of capital asset. Okay. And the second one exchange of capital asset means whenever consideration is received in kind, it is treated as exchange and capital gain will be chargeable. Okay. Full value of consideration is equals to FMV of asset received. Okay. Here full value of consideration is equals to fair market value of asset received. Okay. And see the next one, part performance under section 53A. If possession is given and consideration is received, possession is given and consideration is received, then even if registration is pending, it will be treated as transfer for the purpose of charging capital gain. Okay. And see the next one, relinquishment. And see, shareholder has rights to buy shares. That means renouncer. Okay. Person who purchased shares such as rights. Person who purchased such right. Shareholder has rights to buy shares. Person who purchased such right. That means renouncing. This process is renouncement or transfer of right for consideration. Transfer of right for consideration. In this case, full value of consideration for shareholder or renouncer, renouncement price. Okay, for selling his right. And the next, cost of asset for renouncee or purchaser, discounted share price plus renouncement price. And see the next, extinguishment. Extinguishment means give up his right, okay. And see here, extinguishment means, for example, Mr. A purchased shop from Mr. B. Mr. B, okay, and pay the part amount 10 lakhs. That is 50% of consideration, okay. After some time, Mr. B realized that shop could be sold 40 lakhs. Okay. So he want to cancel the contract. For cancellation, Mr. A asked for that, pay me 10 lakhs plus interest along with. Okay. And also compensation 10 lakhs to give up right. Okay. This is the extinguishment of right in capital asset. Okay. And the next one, compulsory acquisition of capital asset. Compulsory acquisition. And the next, conversion of capital asset into stock in trade. Okay. Types of capital gain. Types. Long term capital gain. Short term capital gain. And see, in long term, more than 12 months, more than 24 months, more than 36 months. And see, more than 12 months range, listed shares or recognized stock exchange. And the next one, units of equity oriented funds or units of UTI. And the next one, zero coupon bonds. And in more than 24 months range, unlisted shares and land or building both. Okay. And the next, more than 36 months range, units of debt oriented funds. And the next one, unlisted securities other than shares. And the next one, other capital assets. Okay. In short term capital gain also, more than 12 months, more than 24 months, and more than 36 months. Okay. And the same, these all are applicable for short term capital gain also. Okay. In more than 12 months, listed shares or recognized stock exchange, units of equity oriented funds or units of UTI or zero coupon bonds. Okay. And in more than 24 months, unlisted shares, land or building. And more than 36 months, units of debt oriented funds, unlisted securities other than shares, and the other capital assets. Okay. And see, for example, Mr. Kalyan has a house property, which is a capital asset. Okay. Mr. Kalyan has purchased such house property in the year 2005-6 for 12 lakhs. Okay. And Mr. Kalyan sold this house property for 70 lakhs. See, 65 lakhs. Sold 65 lakhs. In the year 2019-20, previous year 2019-20, here financial year 2005-6. Okay. Stamp duty value of such house property 70 lakhs. Stamp duty of such house property 70 lakhs. Transfer expenses, that is brokerage 5%. Okay, example. Okay, calculate capital gain on such a transfer of capital asset. Okay, and calculate tax on the same. Okay, this is the question and see the solution. Before solving this sum, and see the section 50C. Section 50C. Full value of consideration. Full value of consideration. In case of land and building or both. House property include in this. Okay. If stamp duty value greater than 105% of consideration actually received. Actual consideration. Okay. Actual consideration. Then fair value of consideration is equals to SDV. Okay. Otherwise, fair value of consideration, actual consideration received. Okay. And see here. Stamp duty value 70 lakhs. 105% of actual consideration received. That means 65 lakhs. That means 68,25,000. Okay. 70 lakhs greater than 68,25,000. So in this case, fair value of consideration is equals to stamp duty value. Stamp duty value 70 lakhs. Okay. Fair value of consideration 70 lakhs. And see the transfer expense. Transfer expense incurred in connection with the transfer of assets. That means capital assets. For example, registration fees, brokerage, stamp duty, etc. Okay. Amount paid to tenant to vacate the property, if there is any agreement, is also a valid expense for transfer expenses. Okay. Amount paid to tenant to vacate the property in the agreement is also a valid expense. Okay. And also STT paid is not allowed. Okay. These all are the transfer expenses. And see, with indexation, without indexation. particulars. Okay. Full value of consideration 70 lakhs. Okay. 70 lakhs full value of consideration. Transfer expenses 5%. Transfer expenses on assets sold 65 lakhs into 5%, 3 lakh 25,000, 3.25 lakhs. Okay. 3.25 lakhs. Okay. 66 lakh 75,000. 66 lakh 75,000 net consideration transfer expenses. Okay. And the next, less index cost of acquisition. Index cost of acquisition. Index cost of acquisition, how to calculate means, here asset purchased 12 lakhs. That means actual cost of acquisition into index cost of inflation for date of transfer. Index cost of inflation for date of transfer in the year 2019-20 to 89, and index cost of inflation of year of acquisition 2005-6 117 is equals to 29 lakh 64 103. Okay, with indexation 29 64 103, without indexation without. Okay, and also here less if there is any index cost of improvement. If there is cost of improvement, then less. Okay, in question there is no improvement, no. Okay, and see, gross long term capital gain. Okay, and the next, find out tax, no. With indexation, taxable at the rate of 20% flat. Okay, without indexation 10% flat. Then remaining value long term capital gain under section 112. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. Sorry friends, here cost of acquisition without indexation 12 lakhs, no. So by deducting 12 lakhs from 66 lakh 75,000 and the remaining amount taxable at the rate of 10%. Okay. And see, before solving another example, I want to explain section 54 to 54 GB exemptions. Okay. Friends, concentrate on these exemptions. Okay. First see the section 54. So first here assessee individual or HUF. Assessee individual or HUF. Okay. And here asset transfer residential house property. Okay. And the period of holding long term capital asset. And the next one, new asset acquired. Residential house property in India. Residential house property acquired in India only when CG does not exceed 2 crores. And see up to here, assessee. Here assessee individual or HUF transfer, that means sale his residential house property and purchase new asset, that is residential house property in India or residential house property acquired in India only when CG does not exceed 2 crores. Okay. Time limit for purchase this asset. Time limit within 2 years before transfer date in case of purchase. Okay, in case of construction, 3 years after transfer date. Then exemption allowed gross long term capital gain amount invested, whichever is lower. Okay, amount invested means purchase of new asset. Okay, gross long term capital gain I already just before in example 1 I solved. Okay, there I explain gross long term capital gain. Okay, after purchase new asset, lock in period 3 years. That means does not sell up to 3 years. Okay, within 3 years. That means new asset does not sell within 3 years. Okay, if violated this violation, then exemption claimed earlier should be reduced from cost of acquisition of new asset. Okay, okay friends, I hope this section is clear for you. Remember this section 54 section, residential house property. Okay, I'm sorry friends, I made a mistake here. Time limit if purchase 1 year before transfer date. 1 year before transfer date. And next 2 years after transfer date. 2 years after transfer date. Transfer date. Okay, 1 year before transfer date and 2 years after transfer date. Okay, and see the next section 54B. In this case also assessee, individual or HUF. Okay, and the next one asset transfer. Urban agriculture land used for 2 years. And the next period of holding long term capital asset. Okay, and the next one new asset acquired. Okay, any agriculture land whether it is rural or urban. Time limit for this, 2 years, within 2 years of transfer, within 2 years. Okay, within 2 years of transfer. And here amount of exemption, gross long term capital gain, amount invested, whichever is lower. Okay, and here lock in period 3 years. And the next violation, exemption claimed earlier should be reduced from cost of acquisition of new asset. Okay, remember this section 54B. Buffalo urban. B means buffalo. Okay, urban agriculture land. Okay, and see the next section 54D. In this case assessee, all assessees, that means any assessee. Okay, and the next asset transfer, land and building compulsory acquired, used in industrial undertaking for 2 years. Compulsory acquired. Okay, and also used in industrial undertaking for 2 years. Okay, period of holding long term capital asset and new asset acquired, new land and building for industrial undertaking. Okay, time limit within 3 years after the compensation received date. See, remember here, not within 3 years transfer. After transfer, not within 3 years after the compensation received date. Okay, and the exemption, gross long term capital gain, amount invested, whichever is lower. Okay. And the next lock-in period 3 years. Okay. Violation. Exemption claimed earlier should be reduced from cost of acquisition of new asset. Okay. Remember this section in the form of DON. D means 54D. DON means compulsory acquired. DON means compulsory acquired. Okay. And see the next section 54 EC. 54 EC. Electricity Corporation. Remember this section, Electricity Corporation. Okay. Here assessee means any assessee. Any assessee. Here asset transferred only land or building. Only land or building or both. Included house property. Including commercial property. Okay. And the next period of holding long-term capital asset. And the next new asset acquired redeemable bond of NHAI RECL. Okay, redeemable bonds. And the next one, time limit. Time limit within 6 months. Within 6 months from the date of transfer. Within 6 months from the date of transfer. Okay. Exemption. Gross long-term capital gain, amount invested 50 lakhs, whichever is lower. Okay. And the next lock-in period. Lock-in period 3 years or 5 years. 3 years before 1/4/18. Okay. 5 years after 1/4/18. Okay. And the violation. Exempted capital gain earlier. Exempted capital gain will be taxable in the previous year in which such bonds are sold. Okay. Taxable in the previous year in which such bonds are sold. Taxable. Okay. But in section 54, 54B, 54D violation, exemption claimed earlier should be reduced from cost of acquisition of new asset. Cost of acquisition of new asset. Okay. And see the section 54EE. 54EE. Here assessee, any assessee. Okay. And asset transferred, any long-term capital asset. Any long-term capital asset. Period of holding, long-term capital asset. Okay. And the next new asset acquired. New asset acquired, units notified by CG. Time limit within 6 months from the date of transfer. Okay. Exemption, gross long-term capital gain, amount invested 50 lakhs, whichever is lower. Okay. And the next lock-in period 3 years. And the next violation. Exempted capital gain earlier will be taxable in the previous year in which such units are sold. Okay. Same as section 54 EC. Okay. Remember this section, eligible units of capital gain. Remember 54 EE section, eligible units of capital gain. Eligible units of capital gain. Okay. And see the next section. 54F. In this case, assessee individual or HUF. Individual or HUF. Okay. And asset transferred, any capital asset other than house property, including commercial property. Okay. Any capital asset, but not house property. Okay. But including commercial properties. Okay. And the next period of holding, long-term capital asset. And the next new asset acquired, residential house property. One residential house property. Okay. And the next time limit. In case of purchase, time limit within 1 year, transfer date within 2 years after transfer date. After transfer date, here within 1 year before transfer date, 1 year, 2 years after transfer date. Okay, and the next, in case of construction, 3 years after transfer date. Okay, exemption cost of new house property. Exemption cost of new house property into capital gain divided by net consideration. Net consideration means full value of consideration minus transfer expenses. Okay, and here lock-in period 3 years, and the violation exemption earlier shall be taxable as long-term capital gain in previous year in which another residential house property is purchased. House property is sold. Okay, that means exemption earlier shall be taxable as long-term capital gain in previous year in which another residential house property purchased. Another residential house property is purchased or sold. House property is sold. Okay, remember this section in the form of financial crunch. Because of this, he is purchasing house property. Okay, but he is violated means he is acting like that, financial crunch. Okay, and see the next section, 54G or 54GA. In this case, assessee, any assessee. Okay, and asset transfer, land and building, plant and machinery of industrial undertaking in urban area. Land and building or plant and machinery of industrial undertaking in urban area. Okay, and period of holding, short term capital asset or long term capital asset. Okay, and the next one, new asset acquired. Purchase or construction of land and building, plant and machinery in rural or sedge area, incurring notified expenses. Time limit within 1 year before transfer date. Within 1 year before transfer date. Within 3 years after transfer date. Okay, and here exemption, gross long term capital gain amount invested, whichever is lower. Okay, and the next, lock in period 3 years. Okay, if there is any violation, then exemption earlier claimed shall be reduced from the cost of acquisition of new asset. Okay, and see the next and last section, 54GB, company startup. In this case, eligible assessee, individual or HUF. Okay, and the next one, transfer, capital asset transfer, long term capital asset, that is residential house property. Okay, and the next, conditions for exemption under section 54GB, conditions for exemption. First one, net consideration to be utilized before the due date of furnishing return of income for subscribing equity shares in eligible company. Okay, net consideration to be utilized before due date of furnishing return of income for subscribing equity shares in eligible company. Okay, and the next one, And company should, within 1 year from date of subscribing in the equity shares by the assessee, should utilize such money for purchase of new asset. Okay. And see, in first case, net consideration to be utilized before the due date of furnishing return of income for subscribing equity shares. And see here, eligible company means such company to be incorporated in the previous year in which capital gain arises. Okay. And company is engaged in eligible business or startup, and assessee has more than 25%. Assessee has more than 25% of the shareholding or voting right in such company. And see, eligible startup means company engaged in eligible business which is incorporated on or after 1/4/16, but before on or after but before 1/4/2021, the total turnover of the business does not exceed 25 crores in any previous year, and holds a certificate of eligible business from Interministerial Board of Certificate as notified in the official gazette by the central government. Okay. And eligible business means eligible startup engaged in innovation, development or improvement of product or process or service, or a scalable business model with a high potential of employment generation or wealth creation. Okay. And see, in this case, amount of exemption, capital gain amount into cost of new asset divided by net consideration. Okay. And the lock-in period 3 years for computer or software in case of eligible startup. Okay. 5 years in any other asset. Okay. Any other asset. 3 years for computer or software in case of eligible startup. Okay. Okay friends, I covered the sections 54 to 54 GB. Okay. And see, rates of taxes in case of capital gain. In case of capital gain, section 112. Rates of tax in case of other capital asset. Long term capital gain with indexation, flat 20% plus surcharge plus health education cess. Long term capital gain without indexation, then flat rate 10% plus surcharge plus health education cess. Okay. And short term capital gain, slab rates plus surcharge plus health education cess. Okay. And see the example. Mr. Ravi has a house property which is a capital asset. Mr. Ravi has purchased such house property in the financial year 2005-6 for 12 lakhs. Okay. And Mr. Ravi did renovation to such a house property in the financial year 10-11, 10 lakhs. Purchase, renovation. Okay. And Mr. Ravi sold this house property previous year 1920 for 65 lakhs. Stamp duty value of such house property 70 lakhs. Value as per valuation officer 72 lakhs. calculate capital gain on such transfer of capital asset. Okay, and also how to save tax on such capital gain, section 54 to 54 GB. Okay, and see full value of consideration particulars with indexation without. Okay, and see here full value of consideration. You see, if dispute arises relating to stamp duty value, then reference is made to valuation officer generally. See, whenever there is an equation, valuation officer, then stamp duty value greater than 105% of consideration actually received, otherwise full value of consideration is equals to actual consideration received, does not apply. Okay, in case of valuation officer, the amount as per valuation officer greater than stamp duty value, then full value of consideration stamp duty value. Okay, and if the amount valuation officer less than consideration received, then full value of consideration actually received. Okay, and see another one, amount as per valuation officer less than consideration received, sorry, valuation officer, the amount as per valuation officer less than stamp duty value, but amount as per valuation officer greater than consideration received, then full value of consideration is equals to amount as per VO, valuation officer. And see, in first case, valuation officer, amount as per valuation officer greater than stamp duty value, then full value of consideration stamp duty value. Okay, if amount as per valuation officer less than stamp duty value, but amount as per valuation officer greater than consideration received, then full value of consideration amount as per valuation officer. Amount as per valuation officer less than consideration received, then full value of consideration actually received. Okay, and see in this case, stamp duty value 70 lakhs, valuation officer 72 lakhs. Valuation officer greater than stamp duty value, that is 70 lakhs. Then full value of consideration stamp duty value, that is 70 lakhs. Okay, 70 lakhs. In this question there is no transfer expenses. Okay, net consideration 70 lakhs. And the next, less indexed cost of acquisition 29,64,103. Here without indexation. And the next, indexation of cost of improvement. And see, cost of improvement means renovation. Okay, before 1/4/2001, then ignore. Okay, after 1/4/2001, incurred by assessee, then allowed. Okay, incurred by previous owner, then allowed. Okay, index cost of improvement, actual cost of improvement into index cost of inflation for date of transfer divided by index cost of inflation of year of improvement. Actual cost of improvement into index cost of inflation for date of transfer divided by index cost of inflation of year of improvement. That is 17,30,539. There is no indexation. Okay. And see here, mention cost without indexation, cost of improvement. Okay. Gross long term capital gain 23,05,358 and 48 lakhs. Okay. And the next, less exemptions. In this question, exemptions applicable section 54, 54 EE, 54 EC. You can take any exemption but mention assumption. Okay, that means note section 54 or 54 EE or 54 EC. Otherwise, you can also take exemption partly in each section. Okay. But in case of without indexation, there is no exemption. Okay. And see, in a question, Mr. Ravi want professional advice from you as a tax advisor. Then tell me, with indexation is better because there is no tax liability. Okay, I am not explaining the calculation part. If you have any doubt from this, then comment me. Okay, I already explained the sections, exemption sections. Okay, and see another example. Mr. Raghu has a gold bar. That means Mr. Raghu has a bullion capital asset. Okay, and Mr. Raghu has purchased such capital asset in the year 2005-6 for rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, and Mr. Raghu sold this capital asset for 60 lakhs. Purchase and sold in the previous year 2019-20 for 60 lakhs. Okay, and now calculate capital gain on such a transfer of capital asset. Okay, and see, in this case section 50C is not applicable because section 50C is applicable only land and building or both. Okay, in this case Mr. Raghu has a bullion. Okay, so in this case full value of consideration 60 lakhs. Okay, and see, full value of consideration 60 lakhs and there is no transfer expenses. So net consideration 60 lakhs. Okay. And the next, indexed cost of acquisition. Indexed cost of acquisition 24,70,085. Okay. Okay. And the next, gross long term capital gain 35,29,915. Okay. And here in this case exemptions applicable section 54 EE and section 54 F. Okay. And see, in case of section 54 EE, any capital asset, any long term capital asset transferred and purchase new asset units notified by CG. then exemption available, gross long term capital gain or amount invested of 50 lakhs, whichever is lower. Okay, so in this case 35 lakhs 29,915 total amount exempted in case of 54 EE. Okay, then long term capital gain 0. Okay, in any capital asset transfer other than house property. Okay, and acquire new asset residential house property. Okay, in case of new asset residential house property, new asset value 50 lakhs, then exemption available, cost of new asset into capital gain 35 lakhs 29,915 and divided by net consideration 60 lakhs. Okay, then exemption available 29 lakhs 41,595. Okay, so long term capital gain 5,88,320. Okay, and the taxable 20 percentage, that is 117664. Okay, in section 54E, if you don't want units notified by CJ, then 54F purchase residential house property. Okay, and see the next section 49, determination of period of holding and actual cost. And see the mode, period of holding, cost of asset or improvement. And see the first, asset transferred under will or gift or inheritance from relative, then period of holding shall be considered from previous owner. Okay, and cost of asset or improvement, cost of asset, cost of previous owner plus cost of improvement of previous owner. Okay, and see the next one, inventory converted in capital asset, inventory converted into capital asset, then period of holding from the date of such conversion into capital asset. Okay, and the cost of asset, fair market value on the date of conversion. Okay, and the next, shares in company which is in liquidation, then date of acquisition, date of liquidation, actual amount received, determination of period of holding. Okay, and cost of asset or improvement, actual cost of such shares on date of acquisition. Okay, and the next one, shares received in amalgamated company, period of holding from the date of acquisition of shares in amalgamating company to till date. Okay, amalgamating company to till date. Okay, and the cost of acquisition, shares acquired in amalgamating company, that is old company. Okay, and the next one, bonus shares, period of holding from the date of allotment till the date of selling. Okay, and the cost of asset or improvement, if acquired after 1/4/2001, cost of asset nil. Okay, after before 1/4/2001, then cost of asset, fair market value on the date of 1/4/2001. Okay, in case of bonus shares. And the next one, right shares, period of holding from the date of allotment of right shares. Okay, here cost of asset, original shareholder, cost of asset, discounted price of right share, otherwise cost of asset, purchase price plus amount paid for renouncement. In case of original cost of asset, discounted price of right issue, other cases cost of asset, purchase price plus amount paid for renouncement. Okay, and the next one, renouncement of right, then period of holding from the date of offer made by the company, and the cost of asset nil. Okay, and the next one, ESOP or sweat equity shares, period of holding from the date of allotment of such ESOP or sweat equity shares, and the cost of asset, fair market value taken while calculating the perquisites. Okay, And see the next one, shares in resulting company due to demerger. Then period of holding such shares in from the date of acquisition of shares in demerging company, that is old company. In this case, demerger case, cost of asset of shares in resulting company, cost of shares in demerged company into net book value of shares transferred to resulting company divided by net worth of the company before demerger, okay. And the cost of shares in demerged company, then cost of asset of demerged company shares minus cost of shares in resulting company, okay. And the next one, shares or debentures acquired due to conversion of bonds, debentures, stock or deposit certificate, then period of holding from the date when such bonds, debenture, stock or deposit certificate was acquired, okay. And the cost of such bonds, debenture, stock or deposit certificate was acquired, okay. And the next case, property received by way of gift from other than relative, then period of holding from the date of such gift received, okay. Then cost of asset value taken under section 56 to 10 for calculating of tax, okay. And the next case, assets disclosed under income disclosure scheme 2016, then period of holding from the date of commencement of the scheme, that is 1/6/16 till date of sale, okay. Cost of asset, fair market value of the asset taken into account for the purpose of the said scheme, okay. And the next case, equity shares acquired on conversion of preference shares, then period of holding from the date of acquisition of preference shares, cost of asset, value of preference shares, okay. And see, as per the case of Manjula Jesha, which was further held by Bombay High Court, it was decided that cost of asset in case of gift or will or inheritance will be taken of previous owner, okay. If the gifted asset is acquired by the previous owner from 1/4/2001, then the cost of asset will be fair market value on 1/4/2001 or actual cost of acquisition of fair market value on 1/4/2001, whichever is higher, okay. This rule applies even if assessee has acquired before 1/4/2001 also, okay. And see, rates of taxes in case of capital gain, in that rates of taxes in case of equity shares, rates listed on stock exchange, not listed. See, in this first case, if STT is paid on purchase and sale of such equity shares or units of equity oriented funds, then long term capital gain, short term capital gain. Long term capital gain under section 112A, beyond 1 lakh at the rate of 10%, beyond 1 lakh. That means, for example, 3 lakhs less 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 10%, okay. In case of short term capital gain under section 111A, 15%, okay. And the C, in second case, STT paid at the time of purchase and equity shares are sold privately without paying STT, then long term capital gain taxable at the rate of 10% without indexation, taxable flat at the rate of 20% with indexation, okay. Short term capital gain, slab rates, okay. And see the not listed. If the STT is not paid at the time of purchase and the equity shares are sold privately without paying STT, then long-term capital gain taxable flat 10% without indexation and 20% with indexation. Short-term capital gain slab rates. Okay. And in case of rates of tax under section 112, in case of other than capital asset, rate of tax in case of other capital assets, then long term capital gain 20% with indexation, 10% without indexation. Okay. And short term capital gain, this long term capital gain, short term capital gain slab rates. Okay. In case of resident individual only, unexhausted basic exemption limit can be used against long-term capital gain under section 112 and under section 112A and short-term capital gain under section 111A. Okay. And see in section 48, non-resident acquired shares and debentures of Indian company and such is acquired by using convertible foreign exchange, then no indexation benefit. Okay, non-resident acquired shares and debentures of Indian company and such is acquired by using convertible foreign exchange, then no indexation benefit. Okay. And indexation on shares, listed shares no indexation benefit, unlisted shares indexation benefit available. Okay. And security transaction tax paid is not allowed as transfer expenses. Okay. And see the section 112A, long term capital gain on sale of listed equity shares plus units of equity oriented funds plus units of business trust. Business trust means mutual funds. If shares are purchased and sold through recognized stock exchange, how to identify that? Check whether STT is paid on both purchase and sale of security. Exemption under section 3112A is 1 lakh maximum. Okay. Beyond 1 lakh, then long term capital gain on sale of units or equity is taxable at the rate of 10%. No indexation. Okay, no indexation. Cost of asset as per section 112A, cost of asset, actual cost of acquisition, and next sale consideration FMV on 31/1/18, whichever is lower. Sale consideration FMV on 31/1/18 and the next actual cost of acquisition, whichever is higher. Okay, compare these two and next compare these two. Okay. And see FMV on 31/1/18, how to calculate means value of shares on 31/1/18 with entire day higher value if shares is listed and traded on 31/18. Okay. No rebate under section 87A, no rebate if tax is calculated on income under section 112A. Okay, no rebate. Okay, and see the next exemption under section 10. In that, see the first section 1043. Capital gain or receipt is exempted if amount is received under reverse mortgage scheme. Okay. And see the next section 1037. Capital gain on compulsory acquisition of urban agriculture land. Then fully exempt if such land is held by individual or HUF. Such land is used at least 2 years prior to transfer for agriculture purpose and compulsory acquisition after 2004. Okay. And see the next section 1037A. Transfer of land and building or both after 2614. Okay. After 2614. Okay. Assessee should be individual or HUF. Owner of land or building or both. Okay. Ownership certificate is issued under the scheme. Okay. And any capital gain on account of such transfer of such certificate shall be exempt. Okay. And see the next, self-generated assets. In this, tenancy rights, root permit, right to manufacture article earthing, trademark, brand name, trademark, etc. Loom house, goodwill of business. Then cost of asset nil. Okay, but capital gain will be calculated. In other cases, no capital gain, no capital gain. Okay. And see the next section 50B, slum sale. Slum sale. Short term capital gain if less than 36 months, months. Slab rate. Okay. Long term capital gain more than 36 months, 20% of flat. Okay. And computation of capital gain computation, particulars, rupees. Here net consideration means sale consideration minus transfer expenses. Okay. And less net worth means total assets minus total current liabilities. Okay. Total assets means depreciable assets at the rate of WDV, other assets at the rate of book value. If asset on which depreciation is allowed but not claimed, so claim depreciation and consider the figure here. Okay. And then long term capital gain at the rate of 20% flat, short term capital gain slab rates. Okay. And see, revaluation to be ignored if question gives WDV as per Income Tax Act. Okay. And see the next section 51, forfeiture of advance. In this case, before 1/4/2014, then done by previous owner, ignore. Done by assessee, then reduce from cost of asset and calculate index cost of acquisition. Okay. After 1/4/14, taxable under the head income from other sources. Okay. And see the last and final section 47, transaction not regarded as transfer. In that, see first one, transfer by way of gift or will or inheritance or under an irrevocable trust, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the second one, transfer by HUF to its members or members to its HUF to members or members to HUF on total or partial partition of HUF. It is not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer of bonds or GDRS or rupees denominated bonds by one NR to another NR outside India, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer of work of art, archaeological collections, scientific collection, art collection, book, manuscripts, drawing, painting, photography, prints to the government, university, national museum, national art gallery or notified institution, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer of land by Sikh industrial company, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer in case of reverse mortgage scheme, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer of shares of special purpose vehicle to a business trust in exchange of units allocated by the trust to the SPV, not treated as a transfer. Okay. And see the next one, transfer of mutual fund units by unit holder in consolidated scheme of mutual fund, not to be regarded as transfer. only if there is consolidation of one equity oriented scheme with another. Okay, if there is consolidation of one equity oriented scheme with another, or there is consolidation of one non equity oriented scheme with another, not treated as a transfer. Okay, and see the next one, transfer of sovereign gold bond issued by RBI by an individual to another, not treated as a transfer. And see the last next one, transfer of capital asset by a holding company to a subsidiary company or vice versa. If the condition satisfied, it is not transfer. In that first condition, holding company should be a Indian company, and second condition, holding company should 100% shares of subsidiary company. Okay. By satisfying these two conditions, transfer of capital asset by a holding company to a subsidiary company or vice versa not treated as a transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer by amalgamating company to amalgamated company under the scheme of amalgamation provided amalgamating company is Indian company not treated as a transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer of shares being capital assets of amalgamating company by the shareholders of amalgamating company under the scheme of amalgamation provided amalgamated company is an Indian company and such a transfer is made in consideration of shares allocated in the amalgamated company. Okay, then not treated as a transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer by demerged company to resulting company in a scheme of demerger provided resulting company is Indian company. Such a transfer will not be considered as transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer of shares being capital asset of demerged company by the shareholder of demerged company under the scheme of demerger provided resulting company is an Indian company and such a transfer is made in consideration of shares allocated in the resulting company. Such a transfer will not be considered as transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer by previous cooperative bank to the successor cooperative bank in the scheme of business reorganization. Such transfer will not be considered as transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer of shares being capital asset of the previous cooperative bank by a shareholder in the scheme of business reorganization provided if such a transfer is made in consideration of shares allotted in the successor cooperative bank, such a transfer will not be considered as transfer. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer of sole proprietary concern business to a company will not be regarded as a transfer if all the assets or liability of sole proprietary concern becomes the asset or liability of the company. The sole proprietary becomes shareholder of the company for not less than 50% of the shareholding and it continues for a period of 5 years from the date of conversion. The sole proprietor does not receive any other consideration benefit from the company other than shares of that company, whether directly or indirectly. Okay, and see the next one. Transfer of capital asset by partnership firm to a company will not be regarded as a transfer if all the assets or liability of a partnership concern become the asset liability of the company. The partnership firm becomes the shareholder of the company for not less than 50% of the shareholding and it continues for a period of 5 years from the date of conversion. The partnership firm does not receive any other consideration benefit from the company other than shares of that company, whether directly or indirectly. And the next one, all partners become shareholders in the same portion in which their capital account stood in the firm books on the date of succession. In these four cases, transfer of capital asset by partnership firm to a company will not be treated as a transfer. Okay, and see the next and last one. Transfer of capital asset by private company or unlisted company into firm or LLP will not be regarded as transfer provided. Okay, all the assets or liabilities of the company become the assets or liability of LLP. All the shareholders of the company become partners of the LLP and their capital contribution and PSR in the LLP or in the same portion as their shareholding in the company on the date of conversion. And the next one, no consideration other than shares to the shareholders. And the next one, aggregate shareholding shall not be less than 50%. And the next one, the turnover in three previous years shall not exceed 60 lakhs. And the next one, the assets in the three preceding previous years shall not exceed 5 crores. And these cases, transfer of capital asset by private company or unlisted company into firm or LLP will not be regarded as transfer. Okay. This section may be important for theory. Okay. May be asked in MCQs. Okay friends. I hope this chapter is clear for you. If you have any doubt, then comment me. Okay friends. All the best. Do well. Prepare well. Bye bye.